To draw the more traditional pumpkin, you start with an oval. So grab a pencil. We are going to draw an oval as best as you can. Do not stress about making the perfect pumpkin because in nature, pumpkins are all different sizes and all different shapes, even if they are the same kind of a pumpkin. Next, we are going to make another oval and another oval as wide as you want it. Sometimes kids or people, they like their pumpkins to be tall and thin. You can leave one or two tall and thin. That is going to be your personal choice. Okay, the next one, you keep adding another oval. Keep adding another oval, and it's starting to take more form. Okay, so now we have the basketball looking pumpkin. For the stem, I would try to make it a little bit curvy. Remember, this is from nature, so it's going to be uneven a little bit. Okay, sort of like a branch. Okay, for the next kind of a pumpkin, the more free-form organic pumpkin, we are going to begin. Here is my, and you can do the larger paper or the smaller paper. How I started, it was like an oval, but it's a little bit wavy. Okay, here is the example that we're going for. It kind of looks like a pear or a bowling pin. Do you see that? Okay, here we go. Let us begin with a curvy line here. We go in a little bit. And then just a little bit wider on the bottom. Kind of looks like a matryoshka doll too, you know, the nesting dolls from Russia. Okay, or a peanut. Okay, all right. We are going to repeat that same pattern out here. Okay, you can leave it like that, simple, simple, or you can go a little wider. And you are done. Okay, stem. And we are done. Okay, repeat doing that for all the pumpkins that you want for your pumpkin patch. I would do between 3 and 5. Remember, in art, we do odd numbers. Okay, now that we are done outlining, if you noticed, I outlined a little bit thick to give it more emphasis. I will leave it up to you. You can outline with the regular line of the fine Sharpie, or you can go a little bit thicker. I would not outline with the ultra fine Sharpie, the very, very thin Sharpie, because it will look like a pen. The dots, they range in sizes. On her pumpkins, she has larger polka dots near the center of the pumpkin, and then they get smaller, and then you can even go a third layer with itty bitty polka dots. One reminder though, one thing I have seen kids do, when I say polka dots, let's pretend this is your pumpkin. They get their pencil or their marker and they do this. No, that's markings on the paper. When you really want to make a polka dot, you put your pencil or your marker down, you draw a little circle, and you color it in. You make another educated decision. Where do I want my next polka dot? Maybe over here, color it in. Maybe over here and color it in. You don't want to do polka dots is not tapping on your paper, because when you go so fast, you have no control. You don't know where they're going to land. Okay, I hope that helps. To add color to your pumpkins, you are going to need one washable marker per pumpkin. The way we are going to do this is we are going to use our washable markers as a form of watercolor paint without really using watercolor. If you notice, I purposely made all of my pumpkins warm colors. And since pink comes from red, we can also consider pink a warm color. You can use a darker pink or a lighter pink. You could also use a peach marker if your kit came with a peach marker. Okay, so you do not have to color in the entire pumpkin with the marker. We're not coloring solid like this, like a coloring book. What you want to do is you want to make a thick zigzag line near the edges of each section of the pumpkin. Okay. And you want to leave a little bit of white in the middle, because that's going to give you a highlight like this. And that's a very pretty effect as well. Now that we are done coloring all of the sections of the pumpkin, we are ready to activate this marker and turn it into a watercolor effect. All you need is clean water. This is a little bit orange because of the other testing, but that's okay. You're gonna get just water from the sink in a little container, a brush. I would recommend a watercolor brush. But if you don't have a watercolor brush, any little craft brush will work just fine. Okay, you dip it in the water, you load your brush, and you start going over the marker. I hope you can see how the marker is bleeding into the water, and it's giving you a nice painted effect. I would leave a little bit of white in the middle because I think a highlight makes it really, really fun, and it gives it form. Remember, form is another element of art, is when we make things roundish or we make them look like they're three-dimensional. For example, when you turn a circle into a sphere, that's because you have given it a little bit of shadow on the edges to make it look roundish, right? Or you turn a triangle into a cone and a square into a cube. Okay, now that we have this painted and activated, we're gonna let it dry. While this one dries, you can work on your other pumpkins. And you are going to glue a stripe, a thick strip of black near the bottom of your paper. You're gonna glue it with the glue stick. And then what I did is I gathered some scraps of paper, okay? And I only used, in this case, the cool colors, remember? Because we are making a cool color background. If you chose to make all your pumpkins cool colors, then you would have the option to make the background with all warm colors: pink, peach, yellow, red, orange, any of those variations. Okay, let me show you a trick, because when I first thought of this background, I was like, it's gonna take me all day, so many polka dots, right? But what you can do, this is what I figured. I gathered 3 pieces of paper, okay? Don't make it too thick. I drew my circles, as best as I could. Now, if you have the option, you can find a round container like the lid to a cup or the lid to a water bottle. Even like I noticed the cap of the glue stick would be a pretty good choice, although it's a little bit small, okay? Now, why do I have the layered papers? Because it's a shortcut. When you cut the top piece of paper, and hold the other one still underneath, what happens? I just cut through all 3 pieces of paper and I have 3 exact circles. So what I did to keep the same size going, I grabbed one of those first circles that I made. I traced it on top of my other papers. Okay, and I cut them again. Repeat the same process. Hold them still together tight so that they don't fall apart. Cut right on that line. Okay, keep rotating. Cut, cut, cut. And voila. 3 more circles, the same exact size as my original ones. And you continue, keep going, take your time, take all week, and make your polka dots. The last step is to place your pumpkins. After you cut them out, you will place them somewhere on your paper, and for this part, we are going to consider overlapping. Yes, we could make a row of pumpkins, but where's the fun in that? Unless that's your choice. Just play around with it. Think about it. But if it's a pumpkin patch, why not play with overlapping? Okay, I have these here, and I think I would like one more, make it 5. Here's a little one. Maybe I can put this little one in the front. And I have all of my overlapping pumpkins. Okay, I will cut that out, glue it down, and I can't wait to see what your creation will look like. Have fun. Don't forget to share with us. Bye.